What do we know about the 2026 Honda Goldwing? What is my future going to be like on YouTube? And a whole lot of news.
And welcome to another episode of Crown and Comments with your host and internationally acclaimed Goldwing guru, the one, the only Cruiseman. Brought to you by Cruiseman's Garage Honda Goldwing maintenance videos.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Crown and Comments for September 2025. I'm your host, Cruiseman. Just for those of you that heard the introduction, I want to, spoiler alert, Dawn has not gone through any form of transitioning. I will explain later about the intro. So anyway, let's get to the news. This is Crown and Comments. I always have my favorite adult beverage handy, even though right now it is 8:30 in the morning. So right now it's more of a prop. I tried to do this video last night where I was actually drinking the Crown. I might make it look like I'm drinking it today. I don't normally drink at 8:30 in the morning, normally. Camera screwed up. Nothing got recorded. Hopefully it's recording now. It says it's recording, but it said it was recording last night too, so we'll see. So I'm reshooting the entire video. So yesterday was kind of like a run-through, a dress rehearsal, you might say. Anyway, let me get to the news first, and then we're going to go through some other cool stuff. And at the very end, like I do every month, I will get to your comments that you post to my YouTube channel. Sometimes you email me. Sometimes I get things through Facebook. It just depends. They come in a variety of ways. And I like to pick out the ones that I think are the most interesting. And I will answer your questions or comment on them accordingly. First news item is I have a new website. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out at cruisemansgarage.com. It's a whole new design. I designed it from the ground up. I previously was using a service called wheelie. For my cruise report website, I was using Squarespace. Well, this meant that I had to kind of keep up with two different technologies, two different platforms. It was kind of a hassle. And between those two, I chose to go with Squarespace. So I've decided to consolidate both websites in Squarespace. So check it out. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. There is now a deals page. If you look at the very top, it'll say deals. I've put all of my affiliate, some of them are not affiliate deals, but they're discounts or offers that some of the vendors that I've worked with in the past. So check that out on the deals page. It's just all in one place now. It's kind of didn't really have a way of organizing it before. I also have a new merch page, which I put some of my top selling merchandise items on. If you click on one of them, it will take you to my shop.cruisemansgarage.com, but it takes you right to the page for that item. And I've added some new merchandise recently. The hot one, I mean the anniversary stuff, the 50th anniversary is still selling extremely well. But the hottest item is this new Freedom t-shirt. It has the Goldwing logo with Freedom underneath. Super hot item. So check out all my new merch on my website. Okay. The next item of news, let me cross that one off. The next item is something, I really didn't want to have to do this. It's the first time I think I've ever had to do this. For years, I've been recommending Kisan technologies for their tailblazer, the little brake light modulator, and the headlight modulator, the path blazer. Now, I was not a Kisan affiliate. I didn't get any commission if you bought a Kisan product. I just really believed in the product. I've had their products on every Goldwing I've owned, and they've always performed very well. However, in the last few weeks, I've had at least 3 complaints from some of you who bought their product recently, and you either did not get the product that you ordered, or you had some other question, or you've tried to contact Kisan and you had not been able to get through to anybody and not get any resolution. So I decided to reach out to my contact at Kisan, who happens to be the owner of the company, and I didn't get a reply either. Now, I know a couple of years ago, it may have been 3 years, I'm not sure the time frame, the owner of the company had a serious medical condition. He was in the hospital for a long time, more than a month. And I know during that period of time there were some issues, but I was aware of it. I'm not aware of anything this time. I just know that nobody's been able to get a hold of them. I haven't been able to get a call back or an email back. So for now, I am going to suggest, until I hear differently from Kisan, that you probably look elsewhere for a similar product. I know there are other brake light modulators. I don't know the companies that make them, but you can do some research on it. I don't know if there's another headlight modulator, not that I'm aware of, but maybe somebody out there does make another headlight modulator for the Goldwing. So I hate to do it. I've never had to do this, but I'm probably going to temporarily take their videos down off my YouTube channel because people are still watching these videos, and then they hear me recommend it, and then they go there and try to order it, and then they have a bad experience, and I just don't want that to happen. Next item is, many of you may remember I did a podcast with Lake Speed Jr. from Speed Diagnostics. Sent off my oil sample to them on my my 2024 Honda Goldwing, and it came back with some interesting results. A couple of areas of concern was there's a lot of silicon in the oil, and so I decided to do a second oil analysis after I'd changed the oil. I ran 1,000 or 2,000 miles and then took another sample, sent it into Speed Diagnostics about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, and I got the results back. And the good news is there's no more concern. The silicon probably was coming from, when they build the engine, they use the sealers and things, and maybe that got into the oil, and that's why that number was so high. I don't really know. But nevertheless, the good news is my 2024 Honda Goldwing oil analysis came back really clean. Everything looked good. Now, next news item is I've added some new accessory installation videos to the Honda Goldwing maintenance video series. For those of you that have my maintenance videos, you're going to start seeing some of my more popular accessory installation videos. I just put the bullet brake installation there. I also have the Traxxion engine guard installation there. New accessory install videos in the maintenance series. I also have recently purchased Insta360 X5 360 degree camera and a new Go Ultra. If you're looking for reviews on that, you might check out Robert White's channel because I think he's actually reviewed both of these cameras. So what that means is I have some cameras for sale if anybody is looking for a Insta360 X3. I think Insta360 still sells these cameras new for like $299. I have one that's in very good shape. It's excellent condition. It works. It's got a 128 gigabyte SD card that comes with it. I have an extra battery, so it comes with 2 batteries. I have the little rubber cover that goes over the lens. So there's a few little added extras that you get if you decide to purchase the X3. I'm going to sell it for, let's just sell it for $200 even. That includes shipping and everything. As far as the Go 3, I have an Insta360 Go 3. This is the little bitty camera that you can clip to your hat, or you can, it comes with a little magnetic pendant that you can put it under a shirt. I mean, it's tiny and it will fit in really tight spaces. And what I use the Go 3 for is if I need to videotape something on the motorcycle, then it's in a very tight space. I can very easily, as long as I can get my hand or I can thread it through there on something, I can get video or pictures of it. I believe it shoots 2.7K video. It does a really nice job. It's a great little camera. I think I might have done a couple of vlogs with it, but if you're interested in that camera, those things I think used on eBay are going for about $250. I'm going to sell it for $200 as well. It comes with some extra mounts and all the clips and stuff as well. So it comes with everything. I even have a case that I'm going to send with it. I think the case was like an extra $30 or something. So it has 64 gigabytes of built-in memory. It doesn't have a memory card, it's built-in memory, but it's the 64 gigabyte model, not the 32 gigabyte model. And I'll sell it for $200, including shipping. Now, when I say shipping, I mean anywhere in the United States, in the continental United States. I'm not shipping overseas or anything like that. The other thing I have, the last thing I have, I stumbled onto, I was going through my closet and cleaning stuff out. I have a brand new set of Pathfinder LED cowl lights. These are the flat black that mount to your fog light covers, the little cowl lights. I love them. They're sequential turn signals. They're daytime running lights. This is one of my favorite products. I can't believe I had an extra set of these. And once again, I'm just trying to clear out space, make room for things. So the Pathfinder LED cowl lights retail for $245. Once again, I like even numbers. I'll sell them for $200. So all three of these items are basically $200 each. I only accept PayPal, so if you're interested, put it in the comments down below. The first one to reach out to me will be the one that gets it, and I'll let you know in the comments down below when or if they sell, so that you don't wonder. I'll pin that comment to the top of the comment section, so as these things sell, you'll know if they've sold or not. Okay, next news item comes from my friends at Southern Honda down in East Ridge, Tennessee. Now, if you are looking to buy a 2025 Honda Goldwing, and I know a lot of you out there probably are, you may want to consider if you don't live in the area, you could fly into Chattanooga. Southern Honda will make sure you get from the airport to their dealership, and they will give you the best price you're going to find anywhere. But you're also going to get an extra $1,000 off when you use a code CRUISE50. Now, you remember I previously had a discount code Cruiseman. Cruiseman got you $1,000 off. And I'm assuming that this Cruise50 code is in lieu of the Cruiseman discount code. I don't know that you can stack these two discounts on top of each other, but being the cheap bastard that I am, I would at least try. I would say, hey, I've got the Cruiseman code and the Cruise50 code, and see if they, they're probably not going to do it, but it doesn't cost you anything to ask. That's part of negotiation. So anyway, let Southern Honda know that you're part of the Cruisemansgarage family. Cruise50 is the code. You'll get $1,000 off. Now, this is only good on a brand new 2025 Honda Goldwing, and they've got a ton of them in inventory. They got a bunch of those beautiful two-tone gold that some of you love, some of you hate, but a lot of you love that two-tone gold. It's very retro looking. And anyway, check that out. I'll put their address and phone number. You might want to call them first to make sure they have the model that you want and the color that you want. When you call, make sure you mention Cruise50 so that they get it written down, your name. Also, don't forget to ask, if you do end up buying a new Goldwing from Southern Honda, make sure you ask for the $50 off coupon for my maintenance videos. Okay, also, I just want to take a second before we move on to thank all my YouTube members. Thanks, guys, I know you pay so much a month to be a member of my YouTube channel. If you're interested in that, you can check it out below. There's a join button or something. It'll explain the different levels and what you get. You get discounts on my maintenance videos. You get ad-free videos, you get behind-the-scenes videos, you get a lot of stuff. You get early access to my newest videos. There will be an ad-free version of this video for my members, so you don't have to sit through all the YouTube ads. So you get some little perks, but mostly I think you get the knowledge that you're supporting the channel. You believe in what we're doing here for the community, and I do appreciate it. It really does make a big difference. It really helps support the channel. So I just want to thank my members. If you do become a member, your name will show up in that list of members that's scrolling on the screen. Okay, last thing is, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you subscribe to my email newsletter, because I regularly send out emails with all the deals from my vendors. I'll talk about my latest videos. If there's any other newsworthy items, I'll put it in the newsletter. Not everybody watches every single video. So a lot of times you'll get this information in an email newsletter. Maybe you didn't watch my latest video, so you didn't hear about this news item. Sign up, doesn't cost anything to sign up. You can unsubscribe at any time. And if you sign up for my newsletter, I'm going to send you a link to my DCT initialization procedure that you can print out. It's a PDF. Print it out, keep it on the bike. That way, if you're out riding around and your transmission's not shifting properly, you'll know how to reset or reinitialize the DCT without having to fumble with your phone and get on the internet and look up my video and all that. Same thing for the emergency start procedure. Let's say you're out on a highway and your smart key dies, or for whatever reason you can't get your bike to start. I'll give you the emergency start procedure in a PDF that you can fold up, keep on your bike, so you'll always have it with you. Okay, when we come back, I'm going to talk about AI and how it may affect my future on YouTube. That's coming up right after this. Hey everybody, welcome back to Crown and Comments for September 2025. Okay, let's talk about AI, because if you watch or consume a lot of YouTube content, you're seeing more and more AI generated videos. And you may not even be aware of it. Now, I can spot them a mile away. I can, as soon as within 10 seconds of opening up a video, I can tell if it's AI generated.
For decades, the Goldwing was the heavyweight king of touring. But this is something else.
And I got an email recently from one of my viewers. Robert sent me an email with a link to a video that was all about the Honda Goldwing. And I think the title of the video is "You Can't Believe What the 2025 Honda Goldwing Can Do," or something like that. It's got a thumbnail with a guy on the front. Well, that guy's not in the video. It's just a bunch of video clips that they've gone out on YouTube and collected and they've put together. And that's what AI does. When you generate an AI video in YouTube, it's basically just going out on YouTube and stealing other people's content and building a video around it. And then they have a voiceover and a script and they're just talking in the background. I say stealing. It's okay to use some video content from other people's channels. I do it from time to time. Everybody does it a little bit. But the whole nature of AI is based on, I call it theft. And that's why I put the intro in that I did on this video, because you normally hear Dawn Smith do my intro. And that intro, the British lady, that's AI. I generated that in about 20 seconds, created that whole, I just took Dawn's script, pasted it into an AI voiceover generator, and it created that voiceover. Now, when Dawn heard it, he's a professional broadcast guy, so he picked up on the fact that it doesn't put the emphasis in certain places that he would, because he knows where the emphasis should be placed on certain words. But for most people, I don't think most people care. Most people, it's good enough they'll live with it. I can see where other YouTubers, if you're a voiceover person and you make your living doing that, you're screwed, because people are just going to use AI to do this stuff from now on. Same thing with photography. The only exception might be something like wedding photography, because you're going to have physically have a person there. But a lot of people just use an iPhone. They'll just get a friend with an iPhone to take their pictures of the wedding. People aren't as concerned with quality like they were 10, 15, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. People have learned to live with lower quality but higher volume. And so I asked myself, how is this going to affect my future as a YouTube creator? At some point, there will be a generation of people that all you're getting are AI generated videos because there's no money for the creator anymore. For example, if you put out an AI video that's all generated by AI, YouTube doesn't pay you there's no revenue sharing. So you don't, as a creator, make any money. There's no money in it for the creator that creates an AI video. YouTube, on the other hand, is still putting ads on those videos, and they're just getting to keep that share. So they're keeping all the profit for themselves. So the obvious question is, how long is it going to be, or is it already happening, where YouTube or one of their affiliates is generating all the AI videos so that they get to keep all the profits, and thus squeezing out the creators like myself? It's going to be interesting to see how this all shakes out. So let me know in the comments down below, are you aware of all these AI videos? This one I'm referring to that they sent me the link to, it's using several clips of me in the video. Nobody asked my permission. Nobody approached me and said, hey, we're making a video and we'd like to use some of your clips. I have had requests like that before. Nobody did this time, and there's clips of my motorcycle in front of my house. There's clips of me riding the motorcycle. I think Max at Traxxion said there's several clips of him in his shop. Let me know what you think about the AI thing in the comments down below. I'd be curious. Are you a big consumer of AI video? A lot of them are scams too. I can't tell you how many times I get emails from people asking me about this new 2026 Goldwing Trike that's coming out. And they'll send me a link to a video. And I go look at the video, and it's an AI-generated video with an AI-generated picture of a 2026 Honda Goldwing Trike. There is no 2026 Honda Goldwing Trike, okay? There is never going to be, to my understanding, a Goldwing Trike. We'll talk more about this later in the comments. A lot of this stuff you're seeing on YouTube that's AI generated is bullshit. It's just made up. It's not even real. And we're still in the infancy of AI. You can imagine how good it's going to get in the next 2 years. You won't be able to basically trust anything you see, whether it's a picture or a video. They can make an AI video of anybody doing anything, and it will look so real, you'll swear that really happened. But that's the world we live in now. And like I say, I think there's going to be a whole generation, maybe not our generation, but there will be a generation of people that will grow up seeing nothing but AI video. They'll be basically living in a virtual world rather than the real world. So let me know what you think. Let me know if I'm crazy. The other thing that could severely affect my future on YouTube, or really my future in business, is I'm getting overwhelmed with scam emails and texts and phone calls. I get anywhere from 4 to 5 phone calls a day that are scams. These are not people I know or who know me. I get over 100 emails a day that they're not necessarily a scam, but it's just garbage, it's junk email that I have to go through and delete and try to block them. And it's every day. And it's getting exponentially worse every month. I'm spending probably an hour a day just going through and dealing with junk email, junk text messages, and junk phone calls. Now, what happens when a year from now or 2 years from now that grows to 3 or 4? Pretty much I have no time to make videos. I have no time to create. Because see, buried within the 100 junk emails, there might be one email from somebody that I need to respond to. They're not all junk. There might be a real email in there. So I have to go through each and every one to make sure. It's a big issue, and I don't know how it's going to shake out. But I know as a business person, especially as a creative business person, it saps your creativity to have to deal with things like this. Okay, when we get back, I'm going to tell you everything I know about the 2026 Honda Goldwing. Welcome back to Crown and Comments for September 2025. I'm getting a lot of questions about the 2026 Honda Goldwing, and I'm going to tell you everything I know right now, not hiding anything. I'm going to tell you the exact same thing I told you this time last year, what I knew about the 2025 Honda Goldwing at this point last year, which is the same thing I knew about the 2024 Goldwing this time in 2023. I know nothing, like Colonel Clink. I have no inside knowledge of anything at Honda. I'm not under any kind of NDA. I don't have to be because I don't know anything. They don't tell me anything. I have no contact at Honda. I have no inside track. To my knowledge, none of the dealers know anything about the 2026 Honda Goldwing. I can speculate, which I do like to do from time to time. You know, I can make a wild-ass guess. I can speculate on what might happen with the 2026 Goldwing just based on my 20 years of experience with Honda and the Goldwing. Will there be any new styling? I have no idea. Honda's not known for making major styling changes within 7 or 8 years. I guess it'll be 8 years by 2026 because this model came out in 2018. I was shocked when they came out with the larger trunk in, 2021? I was stunned that Honda would make that big of a change after 3 model years. People are asking, will there be a bigger engine? Will there be more horsepower? I don't know. Anything's possible, I guess. Anything's possible. That would if they did put a bigger engine, more horsepower, that would definitely be a generational change. Now we would be going into a 7th generation of Goldwing. And if they did that, I think you'd probably see some styling changes and some more things to go along with it. But again, that's just speculative. People ask about adaptive cruise control, which I am not personally a big fan of. I don't care if it has it or not. It'd be okay if it had it. To me, it's not a deal killer. There are other motorcycles out there that do have adaptive cruise control. I think BMW has it on some of their models. Ducati has it on the Multistrada and maybe other models. I think it's a marketing thing for Honda. They might feel like they need to put adaptive cruise control on just to make it look like their flagship model has it. They don't want some other brand to have something on there that they don't have. Will there be new colors? I hope so. I hope we get some new colors. I'd like to see some new, more exciting colors. You walk into a Honda dealership and all the motorcycles have the same 4 colors. I mean, it'd be nice if the Goldwing, if they brought back the pearl yellow, or they brought back a color or they bring a color that's different, unique, like the blue in 2022. That was a beautiful bike. I'd like to see more two-tone stuff, like they've done with my 24 with the black and the white and the red trim. I wish they'd done that with the silver bike in 2025. I wish they would get away from the stickers and the decals like on the new 2025 models. I'm not a big fan of these. It's not really a wrap. It's just a decal. It's a sticker like for the dark brown part of the gold and brown bike, be nicer if that were painted as opposed to the sticker. To me, it just doesn't look as quality, but that's maybe a personal thing. Most people probably don't care. I anticipate that Honda will be dropping Sirius XM from the new Goldwing, the 2026 model, or shortly thereafter. And the reason I say that is because Honda's dropped it on their new Honda car lineup. They no longer have Sirius XM. If you want Sirius XM on the new Honda car, you'd have to use it through Carplay using the app. The problem with that is, for those of you that are big Sirius XM fans, if you're using it with Carplay through the app, it works fine, except it depends on cell phone coverage. Whereas if it's built in as a satellite radio, you have coverage nationwide. The reason I say that is I have a friend, John, who was looking at a new Honda Civic, I think a 2025, and it was a deal killer for him because they had dropped Sirius XM. It's no longer available. So do I have a wish list? Yeah, I've got a wish list of things I'd love to see on a 2026 Honda Goldwing. One of my big wish lists was already covered in the 2025 model, and that was wireless CarPlay. I was hoping they would build that in, and they did. The 2025 model has a brand new audio system. It's completely different. It no longer has the plugs under the seat where you plug in the different devices. Those plugs are now underneath the trunk and in the back. So you have to remove that rear bottom trunk panel to get to the connectors now. A little more difficult than just removing the seat. My speculation is that since Honda replaced the audio package on the 2025, I think that's the audio package you're going to have in 2026. I don't see them coming out with a one year off audio package. So whatever we have audio navigate, well, we don't have navigation anymore, but whatever you have audio wise and LCD screen wise on 2025 models is probably what you're going to have on the 2026. I doubt they're going to update. I doubt that you're going to see a touch screen. I know a lot of people want a touch screen. That's going to require major reworking of the dash because the dash is too far away to have a touch screen. I personally don't care about a touch screen. To me, it's a distraction anyway. But I wish they would get rid of the little trackpad on the left hand grip, on the hand control. To me, that's a fail. It's just way too hard to navigate around the menu system. I think the joystick that Indian has on their bikes is a much, much better system. I would like to see a customizable dash. And now I say, I said whatever you have in 2025, you're going to have in 2026. It is possible, I don't know, it is possible that the audio package that's in the 2025 is extensible and can be updated with firmware to have some of these features that I would like to see. For example, customizable screens, the ability to change different colors on the screen, the ability to have a digital speedometer on the TFT, the ability to have all kinds of little widgets. That's the way Indian does it, and it's a really elegant system the way they do it. So I'd love to see that on the Goldwing, and I think that would elevate the experience for the Goldwing community. Get rid of the trackpad, make HomeLink easier to install, simplify the emergency start procedure. Why do we have to go through all this contortions of taking off a panel and opening a saddlebag and tapping your foot 3 times and doing a little dance and remembering all these numbers? Have the user set up a 6-digit emergency start code. You'll have to remember that code, but you can put that in your cell phone. and you punch it in on the dash and you can start the bike. Same thing with the DCT initialization. Why is it so damn difficult? Why is it so complicated? Just simply put it in the settings menu. In the settings menu, have a thing for initialize the DCT. It can give you the instructions, make sure the bike's immobilized, make sure you're sitting on the bike without the rear wheel moving. You can tell people that on the screen. Hit a button and have it go through all the things it needs to do to reset the DCT. It's not that difficult. It wouldn't be that hard to do. DDNDN, or whatever it is. Tell me what you want to see in a 2026 Honda Goldwing. Do you want to see a bigger engine? You want to see more horsepower? For me personally, I'm happy with the engine the way it is. I'm happy with the horsepower. I'm not a speed guy. I'm more of a comfort guy. So I'm happy with it. Do you want a better seat? A more comfortable seat? Wouldn't that be nice? Tell me in the comments down below what you want to see on the 2026 Honda Goldwing. Okay, when we come back, we're going to get to your comments. I've got my MacBook Pro here, and I got a bunch of comments. This is going to be a long video tonight, guys. I appreciate you hanging in there with me. And if you liked the video so far, please do me a favor, give it a thumbs up. I'll remind you again at the end. So, your comments coming up right after this. Hey everybody, welcome back to Crown and Comments for September 2025. Fun fact, you can drink Crown Royal at 8:30 in the morning. Actually, it's 9 now. Okay, let's pull up your comments and let's see what you guys have to say. Okay, the first comment is from our friend Larry up in Canada with Goldwing Moments. If you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, make sure you check it out. I'll put a link on the screen, or I'll put his handle on the screen. This is on my recent podcast that I did with Mark Tilton from Bullet Brake. He said, "Thanks for the video, Cruiseman. I did watch your original Bullet Brake video, and it's a great product. Most likely, I will order one for my 2021 Goldwing. Fantastic information. Ride safe." Thank you, Larry. Mr. Dippencope, I hope I said that right. This is also on the podcast. "I've been looking to get one for a while now. Your 15% code just pushed me to purchase it." Well, good. I hope you enjoy it. This is from Robert Lewis. Same video. He said, "Since the Goldwing has linked brakes, I guess you're really clamping down on the front and the back with a bullet brake." No. I checked this. I actually went and put my bike on the center stand to check this. Now, it's true that the Goldwing does have linked brakes, but if the bike is turned off, that does not happen. So I put my bike on the center stand. I set the bullet brake by pulling in the front brake handle, set the brake, went underneath the bike. You can spin the wheel, no problem. So there's no braking on the rear wheel with the bullet brake. Okay, William Sutherland. Now I got an email from William. He said, "I have a 2021 Goldwing DCT Tour. Since it was brand new, I have had terrible AM/FM reception. The dealer says they can't find anything wrong, but I can't get an AM station 25 miles away without tremendous static. Same with the FM. I think it's the antenna. My dealer wants to charge me 2 hours of labor at $150 an hour to investigate, and if it's the antenna, then they will order it, and it's $250 or $250 to fit the antenna. And another 2 hours to install it. $750 for an antenna is way out of my budget. Have you replaced an antenna? And is it too much for a novice mechanic? Do you have anything in your video series about it?" Bill, I will tell you that the Honda Goldwing is notorious for having horrible AM/FM reception. You could spend this money to replace the antenna and it isn't going to make a bit of difference. I've noticed it on every Honda Goldwing I've owned since 2018. It's a design flaw. It's just a horrible radio reception. But the bottom line is, don't waste your money. I've even tried third-party antennas plugged into the audio system under the seat, and it didn't make any difference. So I don't know if it's the antenna or if it's some other amplification issue. I don't know. This is from Michael Sloan. I want to comment on the 2025 Goldwing. I saw a video you did on the 2025, and you didn't really comment on the seat. I looked at a 2025 Goldwing at my local dealer, and I saw that the seat cover is not the same as my 2023 seat cover. I wonder, since it's a different cover, do scuffs not show up? I don't know how that's possible that it's a different seat cover, because I looked up the part number for the 2025 seat, and it's identical to the 2023. Same part number from Honda. So I don't think they've changed it. I didn't scuff the seat, so I don't know, but my guess is it's probably as crappy as the 2023 or 2021 seat or 2018 seat. This is from Mike Gonzalez. This is on my Trike video, the second Trike video I did. Thank you for this video, one of my favorite videos I've seen. Very interesting and informative. Well, thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. This is from Brian Douglas. This is on the video I did where I went out to DFW Honda and did a test ride of a motor trike. And his comment or question is, so if Honda makes it a trike, is it still under warranty? Well, Honda really doesn't make it into a trike. It'd be the Honda dealer, like in this case, DFW Honda. Now, they send their Goldwings down to Motor Trike in Troop, Texas, and Motor Trike actually does the conversion, and then they trailer it back up to DFW Honda. Warranty on a trike, I still have not gotten a real clear definition. I've had some people say, once you put a trike, nothing's covered by Honda from that point forward. Other people say everything that Honda is responsible for, like the engine, the forks, the bodywork, all that stuff, all that would be covered under the Honda warranty. Anything that belongs to the trike is covered under the trike warranty. And I don't know. I suspect that if it's handled correctly, most of your Honda parts are going to still be covered by Honda, but you might want to consider a third-party warranty to cover that gap just in case there's something they question. I still don't have a clear answer. Another one on the Trike video. Thanks, Chris. Great information as usual. I will say, though, the vast majority of the dealers listed at Honda's site are not Powerhouse dealers, and then even most don't list that they have a Honda certified technician. So easier said than done for some of us to adhere to these guidelines. I plan to ask my local dealer's service manager about their experience and comfort level with the bolt replacement. If I don't like the answers, I'll make a trek to Southern Honda in Eastridge, Tennessee. Well, one of the main reasons of that whole video was to make everybody aware of the situation. Like I said in the video, there may be some very good, capable mechanics that are not quote-unquote certified by Honda that are capable of doing these things. You're just going to have to do your research, which you are doing, and that's good. This is on my review I did 2 or 3 years ago on the BMW K1600 GTL from MotorRed41. He said, finally a review from someone who is not complaining because he doesn't know anything about this bike. There are too many complaining because they don't take the time to research first. You did a very good review. Thank you. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. That was one of my most popular videos. I think it had over 300,000 views. This is on the video I did a while back on the 20 things every Goldwing owner needs to know. Do you have a video on how to do a wheelie on a Goldwing? I doubt that was a serious question, but I do. I do have a video on that. Not my video, but if you go to Gold Rider 1, at Gold Rider 1, and that's Rider with a Y, I'll put it on the screen. He attempts to do a wheelie on a Honda Goldwing. He came from a Hayabusa and then bought a Goldwing. So you'll be able to see if Mac is able to pull that wheelie. You might be disappointed, but check it out anyway. Okay, this is from John. He said, can you please verify the throttle mapping has changed? My 2025 revs higher in gear than my 2024. In 7th gear in tour mode, it's now at 2,500 RPM, where it used to be 2,200 RPM on my 2024. This makes the drone louder. Same with 6th gear, seems to hold the revs longer and higher. Did you notice it? And did Honda change out the throttle bodies or the mapping? I don't know. I didn't ride that 2025 Goldwing that I reviewed. I just had it in my garage putting accessories on. So I really have not ridden the 2025 to put that to the test. However, I do know there have been some ECU mapping changes, I know since 2018, maybe since 2024. And it might be your 2025 needs to be reflashed. You can go to a Honda dealer and they can reflash that ECU and to give it the latest software version from Honda. It has to be done by a Honda dealer. So I would maybe visit a Honda dealer and ask them if they can reflash it. I don't know if what you're experiencing is normal or not. You might even try to reinitialize your DCT. I doubt that would make a difference, but I just learned from Jacob the other day that especially if you have an earlier Goldwing, like a 2018 or 2019 or 2020, take it to your dealer and ask them if they can reflash your ECU. It might make some improvements in fuel mileage or performance, whatever. This is from Michael Morgan. On the Trike video, okay, you got me wondering about that bolt recall on my 18 Tour. Only took the tech around 2 hours. Also, not a Powerhouse dealer. You know, Michael, I'd be concerned. You know, if it was a Powerhouse dealer and they did it in 2 or 3 hours, that's different. But I don't know. I might also be concerned about that, honestly. This is from, I can't even say this, Moto Kawabunga something. This is on the Trike. The Powerhouse dealer info is not quite accurate, at least in my case. When I was doing my bolt recall, I did my research, and the power dealer that supposedly sell most of the Goldwings in my area, Metro Detroit, told me they don't do recall repairs. So he's saying that it's a Honda Powerhouse dealer and they refuse to do I don't think they can refuse it. I think they have to do it. If they're a Powerhouse dealer, they have to have a certified technician and they can't refuse. I don't think Honda would allow them to refuse. You need to contact Honda customer service about that. Okay, I went to another dealer. It turned out they have a tech that specifically works on Goldwings, all years models. They even allow me to see his work, talk to him directly. Older guy with 25 years experience. He did a great job. He explained that some dealers that have car-type lifts do approach bolt recall from the bottom, and that cuts the time to about 2 to 2.5 hours. My bike was number 14 that he had done. He also told me he rebuilt one engine in which the bolt did fail. The Cruiseman. Wait a minute, I'm Cruiseman. He's the Cruiseman too. Okay, this is on the Trike video. My only question is, did Honda pay for the recall at the non-Powerhouse dealer? If they did pay for the recall and the failure is the result for that recall, then Honda should be on the hook for the repair. However, seeing that the Trike is a non-Honda Trike conversion and the failure might be due to the Trike conversion, then I can see how it might. Okay. We've never been able to definitively say that the failure was due to the bolt recall. We suspect it was, but we don't know for sure. This is from Marty Bottle. He says, I love Bug Slide, great product. I recently did a review of Bug Slide, discount code. I'll put it in the comments down below. Okay, good. Glad to hear it, Marty. Glad you enjoy Bug Slide. This is from Vince Cabello. This is on my Bug Slide video, and he asked, how about a matte finish? Do you think it will harm or alter the matte on the baggers? From what I've been told by Bug Slide, it is safe to use on a matte finish. It does not have any wax in it, so it will not damage the finish of a matte paint job. M.W. Thompson on the bug slide said, I picked this up at Bike Week in Daytona in 2023 and have been refilling it via Amazon. Absolutely love it. I have the F4 windshield and use this across all painted surfaces as well as the windshield. Could not be happier with the result. Okay, there you go. Another testimonial for bug slide. This is from J24548. I don't understand why Honda doesn't have a factory trike. Okay, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Back in the either 70s or 80s, Honda made these three-wheelers. They were trikes, and they had the big fat tires that were off-road use. Big, huge, puffy tires for off-road use. And a lot of kids were riding them, racing them, not riding them the way they were intended to be ridden, obviously. And a lot of them were kind of unstable. They would flip over. I think maybe it killed somebody or injured some people. And they were considered to be dangerous. There were big lawsuits. I think the FTC or somebody got involved. I don't know if it was the FTC or NTSB. And Honda, I think, again, this is from memory, Honda signed a consent decree with the federal government to no longer produce three-wheeled vehicles. And I think that may still be in effect. I don't know if it ever expires or not, but that's why Honda does not, in my understanding, that's why Honda doesn't build a trike. Because they are bound by this consent decree that they signed many, many years ago because of those off-road three-wheel machines. If I have that wrong, put it in the comments down below, but that's my memory. This is from Bear Huggy. This is on the Doodle video I did. Before you get into self-driving car, just take a shot of Crown and say, F it, and get in. Okay, I think in that video I said something, I went on a rant about self-driving cars and that I'm never riding one, but he's basically saying just take a shot of Crown, say F it, and get in. Might be good advice. Because that may all be all we have in 20 years. We may not have Uber drivers anymore. It may all be self-driving. Who knows? Okay, this is on a video I did about Apple CarPlay. The little Carlin kit adapter, I think, or it might have been the Madoc, I'm not sure. This is from Kev Trev. He says, wow, just wow. For 2 months I've been trying to make this work and finally just got it to work with the help of your video. Part I was hung up on was going into settings with only the headset adapter plugged in and pairing it via the Goldwing screen. Thank you. Okay, well good. Glad it worked out for you. I probably get more questions about Apple CarPlay, wireless Apple CarPlay, headsets, Sena headsets, pairing. I get more questions about that than anything. This is on my review of the Sena 60S. Adam says we switched our 2-up riding to Sena 60s, Sena 60Ss, I guess, and love these headsets. Thank you for your reviews and guidance that led us to these. Good. Glad to hear you like it. And I believe Adam is a member. One of my members. Thank you for being a member. Doug B, also a member, said, I can't seem to get your maintenance videos anymore. I was just using them about a week ago. Please let me know what happened. If you have trouble accessing my maintenance videos, send me an email. Send an email to info@cruisemansgarage.com. If you have upgraded to the OTT version of the videos, I can help you. I can send you a link that will get you logged in. If you're still using the old on-demand videos, I can send you a document that will maybe help you figure out how to get access to the videos, but I don't have access to your account like I do with the new system. Okay, and Doug B again asks me, where did you get the accessory tray for the rear camera? Oh, that is from Traxxion.com. It's a little accessory tray mounts to the rear fender, and just go to Traxxion.com and that's where you get them. Pretty cool item. Okay, this is on a video I did about the battery tenders a few years ago, so it looks like an old thumbnail. And this is from Ben something. And his comment is blah, blah, blah. A lot of words for just basic info. Well, you knew I had to put at least one comment in like this. And that's why we have the crown, see? You better have a thick skin if you're going to have a YouTube channel. That's all I got to say. This is on my video on the NT1100 from Amrak. Says 2025 Honda NT1100. It's about time. What a great review. Thank you. You're welcome. Glad you enjoyed it. That was a popular video too. Oh, by the way, I've got another bike coming in. Maybe within a week or two. Another bike from Honda I'll be reviewing. This is from Michael Archer. He's a member, one of my YouTube members. Thank you. This is on my Doodle video where she had the high-speed wobble. Chris, I just want to say thank you for everything. Because of you and your videos, I purchased a 2024 Goldwing, and I have 6,000 miles since I purchased in April of 2025. I've had a blast on this bike, and I purchased your maintenance videos also and do all my own maintenance and install all of my own accessories. Wow, I think we should end on that one. Thank you, Michael, for that comment. Thank you for being a member. Thanks to all my members, and thanks for you guys hanging in on this over 1 hour long video. This is a long one today. I appreciate you hanging in there, putting up with the ads from YouTube. I know it's a pain in the ass. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to sign up for my email newsletter. Don't forget to check out all my new merch. And I'll see you next month. And until then, remember to ride often, but ride safe.